Alright folks, just wanted to record a quick stats video. This is problem set 8-1. Problem set 8-1. Short answer, problem number 1. It says local homeowners association is trying to estimate the true mean number. So if they're talking about mean, that means they want a t interval. Mean means it's a quantitative variable. They set a confidence interval based on a sample size of n, so n1 was 360, has a larger than desired the margin of error. So margin of error in sample 1 is too high. Then it says the company wants to conduct another poll and obtain another confidence interval of the same level, so still like 95% or 90%, whatever it is, but reduces the error to 1/3 the original. So ME2 is 1/3 ME1. And they're saying what should be the new sample size. So something like this is what we've got. We want to use a t interval. N1 is 360. Margin of error 1 is too high. And we know that we want margin of error 2 to be 1/3 margin of error 1. And we're trying to solve for N2. So margin of error 1 divided by margin of error 2 needs to equal 3. And again, the reason for this is, well, this is too big, and margin of error 2 is just 1/3 of this. So this divided by this must be 3. So this is really 3 over 1. Remember, any fraction can be a number over 1. So if we have a fraction equal to a fraction, we're going to cross multiply. And we have ME1 equals 3 times ME2. Now, what are the formulas for the margin of error? Well, because it's a t interval, it's the critical value times s over the square root of n1, and that needs to equal the critical value times s over the square root of n2. Now, because we're not changing the confidence level, these critical values must stay the same. So these critical values cancel out. I can then divide both sides of the equation by the standard deviation. They're the same. Standard deviation hasn't changed, so they cancel out. And what am I left with? On the left side, I have 1 divided by square root of n1. And on the right, I forgot to bring this 3 down here. So we've got 3 still left. That 3 still comes down, divided by square root of n2. Again, we cross multiply. I'm going to come over here. So we have square root of n2 equals 3 times square root of n1. Let's square both sides. So n2 equals 9 times n1. Well, what is n1? n1 is 360. So therefore, n2 equals 9 times 360. So therefore, n2 equals 3240. Alright, so there's how you do. This is problem set 8-1 on the short answer. You knew margin of error 1 was 3 times as big as margin of error 2. So we do the simplification. We canceled out the t stats because confidence level was the same. Cancel out the standard deviations. They haven't changed. And we just solved for n1. We solved for n2 knowing already n1.